We are live. Just tell me where you are streaming from. All right, Facebook, can you see me? If you can see me, just put a hi right in the comment section. All right, my name is Wendy Ologe, and I'm the founder of the Intentional Parents Academy. We're here on our usual Tuesday live to come and talk to you about how to evaluate your parenting journey in 2021. Yes, thank you so much. Hi, Chidima, I see you. Thank you, Lizzie. Just tell me where you are streaming from and tell me where you are in the world like you. So are you enjoying the song with me? This is Like You by Tatiana. Thank you so much for joining me. I'm in a high spirit today. So join me. I love you just the way you are. Thank you so much for joining me, and this is Tuesday Live, right? Tuesday Live, we're here every Tuesday talking to you about parenting. My name is Wendy Ologe. Yep, Wendy Ologe is the founder of the Intentional Parent Academy. And one of the things that I love to do, if you know me, is to teach your parenting. And that's what I'm going to be doing this afternoon, all right? Talking to you about parenting. Thank you, Blessing. Thank you, Grace. I see you guys. I see the YouTube channel buzzing. Share link to someone to come and listen to us. Invite someone to be here with us today. It's going to be an amazing time. Trust me, of course, you know. It's going to be an amazing time today talking on how to evaluate your parenting journey. What has your parenting journey been since 2021? Now, one of the reasons why we decided to do this, in public is that because the past how many days? One month to 2 months, we've been doing review sessions to the parents in the inner circle. And we've been trying to guide them through what has happened. So we've gotten them to actually think through. This is one of the things that we don't see a lot of parents do because it's not even a culture, right? If you are watching me, tell me where you are watching me from and tell me where you're streaming live from. I'm streaming live from the capital city of Nigeria, right? So I am at FCT Abuja, right? And hi, my mom is here. Thank you so much. And hey, shout out to my mom. She just celebrated her birthday just a few days ago. And yeah, it's good that she's here as well. All right, so thank you so much for joining me. We are talking about those skills. The first thing I would like to say, that's one of the reasons why I played this music before we started. The first thing I would like to say to you is that you are perfect. You can do this. All you need to do is to do just a little more. And we're going to have this, even more awesome that you can imagine. All right. Have you invited someone today to come and listen to us? If you haven't, hit that button now. Share this link. Tell someone to come and listen. And for those of you who have been asking, I'm back from Bonny. Yes, I'm back to Abuja. Even though I'm back to on a trip, the week. So yes, we're going to a school to teach, parents. One of the things that I love that schools are doing these days is to organize parenting trainings, and it's been really awesome. All right, we've done one in Lagos, we've done Port Harcourt, Abuja, we've done in several states in this year, and it's really, really been amazing. And parents are beginning to pick up, more skills, and because we have understood that everything is going to boil down to the house. So even if you want to pay all the money in the world in a school and the home, the training ground is not being fixed, we're going to go round and round the circle. So what we're doing is fixing the home, fixing the training ground, which is actually a big deal for us, right? So this is about fixing the training ground. So no matter how much it is we pay in fees. So the school we're going to be doing training for this week is one of the highest paid schools, school fees and all of that in Port Harcourt. And I tell you for free. the school have come to the realization that, so yes, it's okay to pay money, but then again, it's even a lot more better that parents know what it is that they are doing at home. Of course, that will translate to what it is, the result that they also have. So schools are moving in, and I'm excited, right? The churches are moving in as well, and I'm excited. Communities are moving in, right? Last week I was at Bonny Island, and it was the NLNG community that moved in to bring me all the way from Abuja to Bonny Island. It was an awesome, trip, an awesome community. I tell you, I had a lot of fun, teaching in that community. So communities are moving in. Organizations are moving in, because we've come to realize, we've come to a place that we realize that without the home, all right, without the home, we are not going to move forward. So the training ground is not the school, it's not the church. We're going back to the home. We're going back to the home. And we're going to be also pulling up our last summit for the year, which is in Abuja, the TIPNO summit, the localized summits that we've been doing, live summits. The last one is going to be here. Hi, Marybeth. Marybeth is also going to be speaking there. And we're going to be having it on the 5th of December. If you're in Abuja, you want to join in, and let's take this mantle. Let's take this thing running, right? There's so much going on right now, and we cannot leave our parenting to chance. And in the spirit of not leaving your parenting to chance, that's why we're here today teaching you how to evaluate your parenting journey. Now, self-evaluation is part of being intentional. A lot of the times, because we were not raised to self-evaluate, we're not raised to look at the things that we're doing. We're not raised to, we're just raised to grow. Just keep going, just, it's okay. Just continue, it doesn't matter and all of that. So we're putting the consciousness of planning, we're putting the consciousness of doing things a lot more better, in our parenting system right now. If you ask the parents in the academy, they're going to tell you that, coach is all for plan everything. And it's very important that we recognize. Now, because the parents in the academy were able to plan their journey from the beginning, they had goals, they understood where they were going. Now we're doing review. They're looking at the goals that they created, and they're asking themselves these questions by themselves. So I really do not need to be there to say, oh, did you do this? Oh, did you not do this? How can you measure? They already have been able to measure themselves on the journey and understand where they are not, and what they need to do better. So a lot of the parents have come back to me to say, these are the things I need to work on more. These are the things I need to do more. These are the things I'm going to continue to do more, because this happened. So when you have a plan, it's actually easier to do this. What I'm teaching you now is easier and better when you have a plan and a system. All right. So we have more people watching us on YouTube. So it means that the YouTube people are doing better job sharing the link. Did you tag anybody who is supposed to be here listening to us? Tag someone, share the link. Let's come and listen. This is good news. You know how we share the link to prayer? This is prayer. This is the real good news. Yeah. All right. So this is it. Okay. So we are talking about evaluating. What are the things that you even need to evaluate? What are the things that, we determine parenting style? What are the things that parenting style is really about? Number one is love and affection. This is the one part that you want to look at as a parent. Love and affection. I'm going to read all of that. Can somebody help me write that in the comment section? Number one, I'm going to list 10 things, 10 areas that you need to look at, right? The essence of this class is not to overwhelm you, but to put you in check, okay? And I'm sure that as I'm speaking, the parents who have been in the academy will not be overwhelmed, because you understand, the evaluations, the things that they should have looked at, and all of that. So just relax, all right? Just relax. Do not get yourself overwhelmed and agitated and say, also, where do I start and all of that. The whole essence is a call to consciousness, okay? So number one is love and affection. You need to be able to look at the love and affection in your system and understand, what have I done in this regard? How much have I given? How much have I not given? And all of that. And if you had a goal, it would have been easier for you to actually come to this point and say, love and affection, this is what it is that I've done about this, and that. Number two is stress management. Number two is stress management. How you've been able to manage your stress. A parent reached out to me recently and said to me, Coach, in the year that I have been in the academy, I have had, my work has increased. more than what I have heard in the past years. Yet I've been able to manage myself more in this year. So does that tell you something? It tells you that there's something about being able to actually put structure in the things that you're doing. So the more structure you put in your system, the more you are able to actually manage whatever it is. And if you're going to evaluate it, then you would have put a goal, on it. So stress management is a big deal. Many parents have found use wrong discipline method because they do not know and understand how to manage their stress, which is actually really something that we need to look at. Number three is relationship skills. Now, a lot of us, when you get into the academy, the first thing that I teach you is how to create a social roadmap for your Gen Z. I'm sure the parents in the academy understand exactly what I'm talking about. How to create a social roadmap for your Gen Z. How do you create a social roadmap for your so? And when you go back to creating a social roadmap for your Gen Z, it boils down to you. Now, the deal, the what you need really is actually you, not just the child. So when we put that all together, we understand that you begin to understand that, okay, what have I done? How have I managed my own relationship? Like I usually would say, you cannot give what you do not have. So if you have goals on that area, you would have been able to evaluate, what have I done on this? What have I not done? And how have I been able to actually manage all of this? And that will be a ripple effect on the relationship that your children have created. Yesterday, we were doing a review of the 13 skills your children must have before they turn 13. So we're doing the review of the guides in this last month in level 1. And part of what it is that we've been able to see is how relationship actually, how social skills actually affect even your financial stability. So we've been able to put all of that into place. And when you see the correlation between all of these things, it makes it even easier for you to actually be able to put a lot of things in perspective. Who is following? All right? Who is following? If you're following, tag someone. Let me see you say done when you do. If you have shared this link, share this link to somebody. Tag somebody on this conversation. Let's listen, all right? Let us do this together. Let's find people, to all do this together with us. One thing I have found, like I was telling the people in the community in the LLNG, is that I love what is happening. So the LLNG community is a close community. So everybody gets to learn the same thing. So your child is there. Your child is basically in quotes, understanding what's happening. Is an amazing community as far as I'm concerned. All right. So imagine that you can create an influence community amongst your friends. So imagine that you have a circle of friends and all of them are learning the same thing that I learn. I make bold to say that everybody in my circle actually understand what I'm saying. So I do not need to struggle. They are in the academy. They understand the conversations. When we have conversations, there is no struggle. When I say no, this is actually what we need to do. There is no struggle because we are all on the same page. So imagine that you can create your own community of people who understand your journey on your parenting journey. It makes it easier. It makes it a lot more easier. So tag your friends, share link to them, tell them to come. Let's listen to this good news. This is good news. This is gospel. Yeah. All right. This is gospel. Okay. Raising our children better is actually one of the biggest things that you need to do, right, in these times. Okay. So this is actually very, really pretty, very much important. Number 4 thing that you need to evaluate is autonomy and independence. In this year, how independent has your child become? Thank you, Tochi, for writing down. Tochi is a very good student. Thank you so much. All right. Who else have tagged someone? Who else have shared link and who wrote down? Only Tochi, and we have over 60 people watching this. All right. Interesting. Okay. So I hope to see more people tag and send. All right. So autonomy and independence. When we talk about autonomy and independence, that's one of the places that you also would need to look at your parenting and deal with it. Now, child, how much independence have I been able to set? Now, at the beginning of the year, a lot of parents have been able to move. The parents in our academy have been able to move from where their children were so dependent to right now where their children are so independent. So it's a goal. It's something to check. And the more independent your children become, the less stressful your parenting become. Somebody help me write that. The more independent your children become, the less stressful your parenting journey will be. Because many of the things that I see parents do and all of the things that happen to them is the pressure of trying to be everything to your child. So the more you're struggling to be everything to your child, the more it is actually, a lot more difficult. Thank you so much for all of you, to all of you saying, Dawn, I really do appreciate your joining and tagging people. And, you see that the more that struggle is there. Now, the question you want to ask yourself is, how independent is my child? Is a parameter. Like I said, the more independent your child is, the less stressful your journey becomes. Did somebody help me write that? The more independent your child becomes on your journey, the less stressful your parenting becomes. So it's a parameter, a huge one. All right. Thank you, YouTube, for writing. All right. It's a huge one. Thank you, Grace. It's big. All right. So it's important that you look at this as a parameter on your parenting journey. The next one is education and learning. The next one is education and learning. Hi, Eunice. The next one is education and learning. Education and learning. Education and learning. What are you learning? When I hear people say raising children to become lifelong learners, it actually starts at home. When your children are lifelong learners in the home, when you show them, all right, what's happening, okay, your children will become lifelong learners without having to do a whole lot. Now, I tell you something. We have over 1,000 parents currently as I speak in the inner circle, because we have about 700 in level 1, all right, and then the people in level 2 and then level 3 and all of that. We have over about 1,300 or thereabout, or 500. But something that I have been able to actually pick up. I've realized that when you learn more, your children become better for it. Now, many of the parents have become even better themselves. Now, there's something we say in the inner circle. The inner circle doesn't just change the child, it changes you. So the inner circle changes you, not just your child. It makes you a better person. And the moment you become a better person, which is one of the problems we have in parenting, we're constantly chasing the child. We're constantly saying the child is not behaving well. The child. Well, hey, parenting is about you, which is one of the biggest quotes in my book, Connect to Correct. Parenting is about you. I told that to myself for years. At the time, I said it so much that it used to actually get me angry, right? It actually used to get me angry. I'm the one that says it, but most times when I get to a point, so I'm also like you. So when I get to a point where I just get and all of that, and it gets me here, I'm like, ugh. But that's the truth. But it actually keeps me on track, right? So when I remember that it's me, what have I shown? What have I shown? Whenever my child is a bit something, I ask myself. I heard a parent tell me that the child is so aggressive, that the child is so, mean. There's just so much. The other day, the child told her to her face, "You're a very wicked person." And I said to her, she said that she beat her. And that the child still said it again. And I said to her, it's simple. The child isn't learning anything. The examples you're giving, that's the way she can view the examples. So I asked her a question. I said, what did you do? And she said, oh, she was doing something and she came there and she scattered all the things she was doing, threw it on the floor. And I said, that's actually an act of being mean. That's actually an act of being mean. And I tell you for free, the more empowered you are, the more empowered your child will be. The more empowered you are, the more empowered your child will be. And when I finished the conversation with her, she said, I actually see that the problem is me. She has so taught the child how to react, how to do things however it is that she likes, and how not to, take a lot of things into, and then, while we were having that conversation, she was like, that I saw myself in a mirror. Oh, wow. I saw myself in a mirror. I thought you were talking about me, but you were trying to analyze the child that have brought to you that is a consign to me. So it shows you that Education and learning is modeling what are you learning, and that will naturally trickle down to your child. The next one is emotions management. Emotions management. That's another part that you need to evaluate. I was having a session with the parent, all right? I was having a session with the parent a few days ago, and she said, I realized that in this 1 year, I had a goal to manage my emotions. That's one of the parents in the inner circle. And, I was able to put a lot together, and I saw my children, the way they treat themselves. And I was wowed. In my book, my upcoming book, Resolving Sibling Rivalry, I say that if you do not learn to manage your emotions yourself as a parent, you will fuel sibling rivalry without knowing it. You will not even know that that's what you're doing. Because at the time where one person who is constantly getting into trouble has you always overboard, it becomes something else. Emotional management is a big deal. I say that when it comes to intentional parenting, emotional management is the bedrock of intentional parenting. So if you cannot manage your emotions, so it is one of the things that we're evaluating. Where am I on my emotional management? Where have I been? Where am I supposed to be? Where have I reached? A lot of us do not even know. A lot of us did not even set any goal to be able to manage our emotions. That's even a good place to even start in itself. Because when we look at a lot of that, because the moment you can change, your child will become better. You cannot become better parents without being better person first. Thank you, Dr. Angela. You can't become a better parent. The word is cannot. It's not you will not. You cannot. You can't raise your child better without going through yourself. And something really interesting happened to me. Then happened in a conversation. I'm going to share that while we go to the next point. The next point is disciplinary strategy and behavior management. Where were you at the beginning of the year? Where are you now? Whenever we share this part of conversation, I realize that, excuse me, I realize that a lot of parents actually, go like, no, I love that. I'm going to do it my way. Oh, and all of that. And all of that. It's actually a failure in you not having the right skills. If you have the right skills, there are things you will never do. So skills are important on your journey. And then your child being outrightly obedient in quotes, it's not necessarily a good thing. My child is quiet. He doesn't talk. My child is it's not necessarily a good thing. The Bible recorded the virgins that were foolish. So I'm going to explain that, right? Part of what it is that we teach in the inner circle is how to replace honor, how to replace obedience with honor. I am of the opinion that honor is a higher, it's a higher system. There is no higher knowledge. So irrespective of what it is that you think you know, there is higher knowledge anytime, any day. And when I started teaching it, and I was trying to teach the parents. So on Saturday, we're going to do a concluding part of that session. The first session I did, I was trying to explain to the parents that when you teach honor, you teach obedience, you're constantly fighting. When you teach honor, you do not have to fight. All right, this is not for your consumption. I'm going to confuse you, right? If I continue to talk about obedience and honor, so that you have a quiet child. So a parent reached out to me earlier at the beginning of the year and said, "My children, I don't even have to beat them. They are so obedient. The ones I even have to beat before you even bring out the cane, they were aligned. They are very good, right? They are just, She said to me during her review 2 weeks ago, in clear terms, she said, Coach, if I had never gone through the inner circle, I would have thought that my children were okay and thriving. She realized, by the time she went through the inner circle, she realized that I'm actually raising children who cannot thrive. But in my words, they are children they are conforming. So I can't see it. She said, do you know that the child I termed stubborn is actually the child that is thriving? And right now, he has better progress than these ones that had said they are quiet, they are good, they don't make noise, they don't do anything to me. Oh, they are perfect. She said, Coach, I couldn't believe it. In 1 year, it was so clear and so glaring that I have actually almost made a mess of these other two. Just because. And then the other one that she turned stubborn, she was constantly fighting and constantly, breeding a chaotic system with them. All right. Yeah, somebody's asking how they can join the inner circle. If you want to join the inner circle, all you need to do is to put inner circle in the comment section. And if you are watching me on YouTube, just look at my screen and you'll be able to get all the details on how you can join the inner circle. All right, that's we're still going. The truth is, there are just quite a number of things that I have seen a lot of parents, do that I wish, that they knew better. Okay, I wish that they knew better. And the truth of the matter is that if we know better, we are definitely going to do better. And it's my prayer that we actually begin to look at a lot of these things differently and begin to read. So when I talk about disciplinary strategy, and if you're one of those people who are saying, "Oh, my children are just perfect. They don't need all of these things that we're, saying and preaching," it will shock you. All right, the things that you will find out by the time you actually do those 1 year, yeah, you're wondering, where have I been? What have I done to my children? The learning is, it's unstoppable. Now, I usually, jokingly say that the things my team and I breed in the inner circle is not of Google. Find it, you won't find it anywhere. All right, and it's not even, what the things that we share. We share things that are a lot more deeper, because there are things I will tell you right now on this public live stream, you're going to stun me. All right, so I leave it here. The parents in the inner circle understand me. Okay, so that's fine. And then the next one, I said disciplinary strategy and behavior management. The next one is life skills. What life skills do your children have? What life skills do your children have? All right. So the more, oh yes, Choma, the more we know, the less we stumble. Very accurate. What life skills do your children have? When I created the guide, 13 skills every child should know before they turn 13, I made sure that my children are going to be turning 12, but every single one of those skills we've built on it. What we're doing now is to build on it. For instance, cooking, for instance, we built so much on it comfortably. The only thing we're doing right now is to now build, more on it, to now make venture into different kind of dishes. But if it's about your basic, even your continental dishes, my children can actually put all of that together. Survival skills were one of the skills that I shared there. Ability to do things on their own, all right? And it's interesting. I have 11-year-olds who can travel on their own. So it's all about the things that you build. And let me tell you, everything is possible. It first of all starts with what you even want in the first place. Somebody was having a conversation with me and said, that why is it that we raise children who are so dependent in this part of the world? All right, in this part of the world. And anytime that I think about it, I actually, think about it like, really, why? Actually, you have 30-year-olds who live in their parents' house and all of that, because we're not intentional about raising children who have skills no matter their age. All right. And this skills building starts as soon as you have your child. Ability to sleep right, you build it over the years. Life skills, you build it. The next one is your health. All right. How have you been able to manage that, being able to live healthier and all of that? And when I talk about health, I'm talking about being able to manage your mental health as well. How many times in this year were you able to take some time off with friends, family, whoever, and just rest and just settle in? Right? That's part of why you need to create a social roadmap for your next year. All right. The next one is spirituality. Where were you on your spiritual life? Somebody was sharing with me recently and said, our spiritual life was in a certain way, but when we shared the parenting goals at the beginning of the year in the inner circle, we were able to say, okay, this is where we are right now. This is where we're going. What creating goals help you do is that they help you understand where you are at the moment. They help you understand what you're looking forward to. They help you understand where you want to be and when. So you're able to create these timelines. You're able to put a lot of things in perspective, and you are able to actually, keep working on them. All right. You're able to actually keep working on them. Okay, so that is that part. Then we have the next one. I said spirituality. All right, what exactly have your children learned about spirituality? Where do you want them to be? Are they where you want them to be? Have they done the things that you would have wanted them to do? And all of that, and all of that, and all of that. Okay, so these are some of the things that you need to evaluate. And then you also now begin to ask yourself, when you finish the evaluation, how do I improve my parenting skills? But before we even talk about how you improve your parenting skill, I put down some questions that can help you do some self-evaluation, because part of assessing parenting skill is making sure that your child feels safe, that their basic needs must be met, and not what works for you. So anytime I hear parents say, do whatever works for you, that's not the intention of parenting. The intention of parenting is what works for the child, not what works for you. So you can decide that you're going to be going to work every day and not see your children in any day. It works for you. You make a lot of money, you feel satisfied, but does it work for your child? So being a parent is a different ballgame. So when you say, oh, do what works for you, it actually gets, there are principles to success. And the moment you actually you actually bypass principles, you make mistakes, because it's not going to align. So we're not talking about what is working for you on your parenting style. We're talking about what is good for that child, what is working for that child, right? That you are parenting. And because we understand that when you're parenting, you cannot parent your children all alike. One of my yadas, I think Dr. Angela is here. She calls it in Igbo, achikote no parenting. As in the day she said it, I had a good laugh. It was during her review. She didn't know I had a good laugh, listening to that. It means let us all parent everybody together, kind of parent. Everybody, everything goes. You need to be able to separate, your children and understand what is good for each of the child, and then work it. And anytime I hear parents say, I have 5 children, I say, oh, yo, because having 5 children means that you have 5 different, tentacles to actually work. The people that are Igbo understand what I said about Achikote one parenting. As in, it gave me, it was so hilarious. I wish I can put it in the words, the way it actually means. I'm sure if you are Igbo, yeah, I'm sure you understand this very well. All right. So that's not what we are about to do. We're debunking the Achikote one parenting, and we are doing parenting based, based on need to know, status and what the child actually also needs. Dr. Angela is here. Well done, ma'am. She's here. One size fits all parenting. That's it. Okay. Zike has helped me to put words into that. The one size fits all parenting that we do, everybody just, that doesn't work. That doesn't work. All right. Intentional parenting is doing what works for the child. It's not necessarily about what is working for you. If parenting is not changing you, you're not parenting yet. If you have parented for 10 years, it has not taken anything away from you, it hasn't changed you, then you are not parenting. When I mean changing you, I mean changing you. Someone saw me recently and said to me, I was standing on a stage, it was a classmate, she didn't recognize me. And she said, I didn't even recognize you the way you spoke, and I laughed. Part of the change that I have in my life is parenting. It's not even just what I do. It's parenting in itself. For every time I wake up and I see my children and I see the responsibility, I do not have a choice than to begin to do things differently. The question you want to ask yourself today is that, what have I done differently? Now, number one is, am I meeting my child's basic needs? How do you have basic needs? How do you know? Do you seem to be concerned about your child's welfare? It's your decision to answer that however it is that you want to answer that. It's your choice. Do I provide adequate supervision for my child even when they are not in school? You answer that. Are you the one? Are you supervising? Are you there? Are you doing the things that you're supposed to do? Number 3, is my child thriving? I didn't say whether your child is growing. Every child is growing. And you do not need to do anything really for your child to grow. Just give them food. You don't need to preach. You don't need to do anything. The child is going to grow. But is your child thriving? I want you to ask yourself that question. Is my child thriving? I didn't say, is my child well-behaved? Because well-behaved is relative. Your child can be well-behaved and still be foolish. So it is not about being well-behaved. It's about actually thriving. So you can actually raise a foolish virgin. They are virgins, they are good, they are very perfect, well behaved, yet they are foolish. All right. So wisdom is not about being well behaved. Wisdom has, a lot of other things actually attached to it. So when we talk about wisdom, we're talking about something else. We're not saying, oh, let the child just answer you. The child is just all the things I need to do. So these are the questions you need to ask. Then, is my home safe for my child? Which is the fourth one. Under, am I meeting my child's basic needs? Okay, is my home safe for my child? Many of us think our home is safe, but you know the truth, our home isn't safe. When you really look at it, and when you gain knowledge, you begin to pick out a lot of things. And when I talk about safety, I'm not talking about physical safety. I am talking about emotional safety. I am talking about the ability for your child to actually come to you and talk to you. That's safety. If your child is not able to actually walk up to you today, your child is not safe, because that child can be molested and you will never know. So safety is a different subject altogether. Is my child safe? All right. Is my child safe? Is a different thing. Then number two question, under the second subheading, right? Are you getting value? If you're getting value, make sure that you have tagged someone and you have shared the link. All right. Am I abusing the child? Am I abusing the child? Somebody told me, coach, when I start watching your sessions, I don't even want to go out so that I don't start inviting anybody. When I finish, I can invite them. I had a good laugh, when the person said that. All right. Am I abusing the child? Which is the second, part. Child abuse can be obvious and can be very subtle. It can be obvious and can be very subtle. Now, what are the signs that you might be abusing your child, whether obviously or not, being subtle? Number one, do you indicate in any way that your child is a burden to you? In any way. That's why, please, if not for you people, I would have gone to school and finished. It's child abuse. When we talk about child abuse, it's going to be even, has many legs, right? Do you indicate in any way that your child has become a burden to you? Any way. It doesn't matter, right? It doesn't matter what it is that you are thinking in any way. If you have even thought it, all right, it's your choice. You need to answer yourself. Have I even thought of it? If not for my children, I would have been here. I would have been CEO of this place. Do you indicate in any way that your child is a burden to you? Do you look at your child and feel that they don't know anything? All those times when your child is talking, you're looking at you, I beg you, a small child, get out. Do you? It is a deep topic. Child abuse, very deep topic. Do you look at your child and just feel they don't know anything? That's number two question on that part. Number three question, is your child afraid of you? Is your child afraid of you? That's the question under, am I abusing my child? If your child is afraid of you, that's a sign of abuse. If your child is afraid of you, there is a problem. Run, as in run. All right? So I see a lot of people brag about it. My children cannot come near me. My children cannot even tell me that. There's something wrong with that system. Our definition of obedience in itself has a problem. We're going to be shattering tables on Saturday with the parents in the inner circle, Chedeza and I, and we're talking about obedience and honor. What you call obedience is actually I don't know, a misinterpretation of what obedience really is. All right, you raise a timid child and then you turn and say, oh, my child is very obedient. Watch it. All right, do you give your children physical bruises and marks all over their body in the name of discipline? It is child abuse. Do not turn it anywhere. Do not turn it any. Don't even say, it's anything. Oh, and all of that. It is just because I was trying to discipline. I'm trying to make the child be responsible. My mother didn't beat me. She's here listening to me. Do I seem irresponsible to you? I am not irresponsible. It means that there are things that you can do. There are other ways that you can actually raise a child better. Because by the time you start hitting a child, a parent reached out to me and said, I've always believed that I can beat a child in love. That's my belief. And when you keep talking about it, I'm like, She said, until one day, I poured the hot water on my gas and threw it at my son. She said, that day, I believed you when you say that anger emotions can lose you. And when it loses you, trust me, you might not be able to recover from that incident. A parent shared with me, a parent in the inner circle said, before she joined the academy, that she did something to her son that actually, she just felt, hey, I'm training you now. I'm trying to help you. And she said she twisted the son's ear and blood came out. She said the son, it's been 6 years that happened. The son keeps repeating it, keeps saying the things you did to me and all of that. It looks like it's okay. When you do this series of abuse to your children naturally start to abuse others without even knowing. Oh, I just want to slap the child and leave mark on your body. All of that is your choice. You need to decide, is this what I'm doing? Is your child timid? If your child lacks self-esteem, there is a problem. If your child lacks self-esteem, there is a problem, a big one. The next one, can your child challenge you respectfully? Can my child challenge me? You need to ask yourself that question. I'm not the one. You are the one that will decide. But Wendy is not in your house. I'm just here in my office, sharing this with you. Can your child challenge you respectfully? Can your child actually look at you and say, no, mom, you are wrong? If he say no, you need to run. I said respectfully. Remember, I am not for raising rude children. You can't even find me on that table. It's a no for me. Can your child challenge you respectfully? Mom, this is not the kind of thing I really want to wear. Can you please stay out? Let me make these choices. Can your child say that to you? Can your child challenge you respectfully? Can your child say no to you? If your child cannot say no to you in the house, they can't say no to anybody outside of the house. What narratives are you creating? All right. Somebody is putting that if you want to join the inner circle, you can put your comment, inner circle, in the comment section, and that will help you. Number 5. Now, the next one, the last one. Do you criticize more and judge more than you praise? Do you criticize? Do you criticize and judge more than you praise? I was having a conversation with some group of friends over the weekend, and I said to them, we were raised with criticism. And the first thing that comes to the mind of people raised in our generation is to criticize. So somebody, has been posting, a friend of yours, has been posting online, it's been, really nice and all of that. For one day, you've not said, oh, this post you made is really, nice. The moment there's a problem, for judgment, room for judgment and criticism, we're the first to land. That should worry you. So you need to ask yourself, do I criticize and judge more than I praise? The narrative is that when you praise more than you criticize, it is going to turn out, the child going to your head is going to swell. All those things that they told you. It has made you that you don't have an eye for praise. A lot of us do not even know how to praise people. You don't know how to praise people. You know how to just criticize. Everything is done is wrong. It is upbringing. So if you're constantly criticizing and judging more than you praise, how did you? Why did you? If your parenting is full of, if you do that, if you need to watch it. So what are the things that you are doing? So when you look at the criticism part and the judgment, are you judging more than you're praising? That's why a lot of the times parents, have come to tell me, people, tell me, somebody tells you, oh, you look really good. And the person says, we're just trying. We're not trained. Our minds are not trained to receive praise. Our minds are not trained to receive praise. Our minds are trained to judge. It is something, a twist that you need to go over. We're going to teach this in the inner circle next year. How to replace praise, how to replace criticism and judgment on your parenting journey. Because criticism and judgment has become part of who we have become, especially down here in this, part. All right, Tony is saying December 1st should come. That's when we're starting the Inner Circle 2022, December 1st. All right, we understand that language. Then let's move quickly. Do I hug and show affection regularly? A lot of us cannot hug our children. A lot of us cannot show affection. I don't know a lot of us who can say, I love you. Somebody told me, well, someone told me recently and said to me, sorry, I think, okay. Somebody told me recently and said to me, well, my children already know that I love them. I don't need to make emphasis on love. I smiled. Here we are again. Here we are again. There's no emphasis. So if this is you need to ask yourself that question. How much time? All right. Sorry about that. On Facebook. So sorry about that. Okay, great. We're good. How much time do I spend in a day with my child? You evaluate that? I don't know. I don't live with you. You choose what you want to answer. It's your choice. How much time do I spend with my child? Number 3, do I take care of my mental health by taking time away? You cannot give what you don't have. The moment you begin to struggle with your mental health, you're down, you're not, you will have issues on your journey. All right. That's the next one. Then the next one is, do I have a secure family environment? Also, positive relationship with my spouse. Do I have a secure family environment and also a positive relationship with my spouse? What kind of environment do I have in my home? Did I then we now go that then the last one then the last one, what have I learned so far on the journey? What have I learned so far as a parent? Then discipline. We're going to go discipline. In the area of discipline, number 1, did I set consistent boundaries for my children in the year 2021? Is there a plan for discipline, or is it a chikote parenting? Is there a plan? And when we talk about plan for discipline, we're talking about plan tailored to each child, because like the parents in the Inner Circle know, you cannot discipline any child the same way. I have a set of twins. All right. And the truth of the matter is that I don't discipline them the same way. Boy and a girl is interesting. So, do you have a plan for your discipline? How did that plan fare in this year? Is your discipline fair? You begin and right? Having a big challenge. Facebook, I will be. I'm hoping that we'll be able to do that. It's my discipline, people. I'm hooked a bit. If my discipline we're talking about, for me, emergency is just when they that thing backhand, the end. Discipline that it is emergency is your choice. You want to answer. All right. Did I create consequences to my that this is what happens and it is your choice? Care consequences your child has of in the rod. You just hit what's that your or working this. A lot of people are asking, or you his circle in and the inner circle that you would wait. You're going to wait till next year, October registration, and then you would against 2023. So we're starting for 2022, December 1st. Okay, so what do I do? All right, we've talked about the things. How can I learn to improve my parenting skill? How do I learn to improve my parenting skill? The first thing that you need to do, because this whole thing, this whole evaluation is for you. For you, my pastor will say that if you don't think, you will stink. Because you need to be able to sit down, oh wow, so sorry, Evangel. You need to be able to sit down and be able to put a lot of things in perspective. Are you thinking? Or are you just, going on? That's how it is that we are. That's one of the reasons why we have sibling rivalry the way it is in many of our homes today. That's why. And that's why the book Sibling Rivalry, by the way, we're going to be reviewing Resolving Sibling Rivalry right in the inner circle at all levels. And we're going to, and shout out to the parents in the inner circle. Level 1, precisely, they made us, someone, in fact, they pushed this conversation so hard. We started writing it a long time ago, and then we had to now go bring it out and they speed it up. And then they shared their stories, diverse stories from all sorts, all right? If you haven't pre-ordered that book, you need to pre-order the book, all right? 3,500 naira. After pre-order, after 5th of December, where we're going to unveil it, you will pay 4,500 naira for that book. And hey, even if you pay 10,000 naira for that book, you buy me shawarma, and I know, so even if you pay 100,000 for my class, I am very, very, very certain that you still buy me food. Okay, so it's fine. All right. So if you want to join the inner circle, you just put inner circle in the comment section. If you have questions, we still have 6 minutes to go. Please put them in the comment section. And let me tell you, if you're looking to actually improve your parenting, journey and style, then you're looking to do something about it. You can never sit back and your parenting journey turns out awesome. Never. It will never happen. And let me say this also, it's an annual program, it's a paid program, it is not free. So if it's not free in any way, do not kid yourself. Don't send us a chat to say, oh, why not help us stay in the group? It's fine. Stay on our YouTube channel, it's fine. All right, but the inner circle are for parents who want to actually commit to a process and want to actually also get, these tools and all of the things that we need to book. So if you put inner circle in the comment section, it's fine. We are going to send you details. All right, Augustine Precious, who is watching on Facebook, so you can send details on Facebook. All you need to do is to book his slot. Payment for the whole year is 50,000 naira. That's about $100, right? And that's for the whole year. When you do the math, you're going to be paying 4,400 naira or so every month. You can't get that anywhere. There's no class of mine that you attend that you pay that. Is not possible. All right. So this is like being able to actually give, a system, run a system that actually helps parents. And the truth is, the inner circle is our most resourceful place. That's the truth. I'm not going to lie to you. So if you stay out, you also are, going to stay out of the resourceful place. So it's only for serious people. If you're not serious, don't bother. I will throw you out. And I'm sure that I will. So don't bother. It is not free. It's a paid class. Because my Bible says that you should pay for the truth. Get the truth and buy the truth and sell it not. All right? So if you're really serious about it, then send us a chat. Just put inner circle in the comment section. It is a serious session. It's a serious class. If we follow up, we will hold you accountable. I will fight with you. This smiling Coach Wendy is not as smiley as this. No, not in the inner circle. All right? And the good thing is, at the end of every 1 year, I shed tears, I jump up, I rejoice, and the miracle in the inner circle is something else. Something else. I can't even begin to share a quarter of it right here in this session. But if you want to join us for 2020, we already have almost 700 parents, all right? So, and because we, Olubanke said fight. Yes, so I will fight. As in, have you not seen online fighting? I will fight you because yes, I am constantly expecting you to do more. I'm going to hold you to the standards that I hold myself to as well. Because you are a custodian of destiny. You're a custodian. You are holding the destiny of generations. I don't think we understand how far parenting actually gets. You are holding the destiny of generations to come. That child that you're looking at like that, I keep asking parents, if this child, if they told you from today that your child is going to become a president in the next 20 years, will you parent them the same way you're parenting them? No, you won't. You will put in resources to parent them. That's how it is. Because you do not know exactly who your child is yet. That's why, I beg this parenting thing. I beg me, they free us. Oh, like they will say, and he's going to, I'm sure, give us the buzz in the inner circle on Saturday. So it's either you're raising a king or you're raising a peasant. The choice is yours. All right. And I will say, is that you're building a mansion or you're building a shanty? The choice is yours. Unfortunately, life is not, equal and can never be. All right. That's why this guy that writes, that wrote The Outliers talked about the Matthew effect. The Matthew effect says that those who have more would receive more. Those who do not have, it will be taken away from them. So the more you have, that's what parenting is about. Parenting has the Matthew effect. There's something we call the parenting advantage of children. Go and do your research. All right, go and do your research about parenting advantage. When you do your research about parenting advantage, you will begin to understand why you must stand, because you are a destiny custodian. You are holding generations. That child is going to end up having generations, a 10 generation, 20, a million generations in the future. What are you doing, in your space? Are you just blaming the teachers, blaming the churches, blaming everybody, but never yourself? What exactly are you doing? All right. So every child that has greatness, somebody did the job. Every great child that you've seen out there, somebody has done the job. Somebody has paid the price. And like I say, you will do the time. Either way, you're going to do the time. Is it that you do the time now? I am so sure. I don't need to. I'm not, it's not fight. Is that you do the time now or you do it later? Either way, time. Because time is the currency of destiny. I'm sure I've said it so much to the parents in the inner circle that it rings in their head. Time is the currency of destiny. So you're going to do the time, whether you do it today or you do it tomorrow. You choose when to do the time. You can do it later when you're struggling to actually have your children, do align and do all of the things that, we say fire brigade approach, or you do it now. And for the record, for those who are asking about the inner circle is for everybody. If your child, I have single people in the inner circle. Yeah, single women, people that are not married, single girls. Sometimes I look at them, I envy them. Parents of toddlers. I have Auntie May. Auntie May is here. She's watching. I have Auntie May. Auntie May's last child is 20. I have parents who are grandparents. All right. That's what I just discovered recently in the inner circle. We have 60-something-year-olds. People that's as old as my mom. We have 50-something-year-old. So if you're still at the place where you're still thinking, oh, well, I don't really know, it's not really for me, my children are too small, I can't start now, then you're on a long thing. If you're also on the other end where you think, oh, maybe it's too late, no, it's not. I can't even begin to tell you the result that the parents who have older children in the academy have. Amazing result. So it is your choice. It's not the best time that you should to plant a tree was yesterday. The next best time is today. So start now. There's nothing like, oh, I want to wait. Every second in the life of your child is counting, and change is noiseless. I said it last Tuesday or Wednesday. Change is noiseless. You must understand that. So when a child is growing, you wake up one day, you see your child is 13, and you're screaming, my child is 13. You cannot do anything. You can't cook. You can't do this. You can't do that. 13. Yeah, because you think that people just grow and become. No, the process of becoming is a lot. The process of becoming comes from a lot of wisdom. There's so much in the process of becoming. So you need to begin to ask yourself, what exactly am I doing today? Because tomorrow, a parent reached out to me and said, Coach, whenever I hear you say these things, I didn't believe it could happen to me until I was watching my 12-year-old. She's in the inner circle this year. I was watching my 13-year-old, was doing porn and I was getting wrecked in it. And I couldn't believe that that could have happened to me. Oh, yeah, when you do not have the right knowledge, your children will perish on the altar of ignorance. I've said that over and again. All right, your children perish. So it's not you. It's not usually about you. So you can just keep threatening and doing whatever it is that you're doing. Is a child, is the destiny of that child. And for those of us who also say, I don't have time for all these things and all of that, it's fine. If you don't have time today, tomorrow you will have time. And when you come tomorrow, may it not be the time where I'm going to charge you ₦1,000,000 to actually just work with you, all right? Because I have that in my system right now, and people are actually paying. So hey, it's like I say, it's usually our choice. It is our choice. There are basics, there are standards, there are things that we need to actually begin to look out for. Parenting it has taken another route right now. It has taken, it has taken the window that we many of the times we're even thinking, what is happening? And if you're not intentional in today's world, then it is going to be a lost battle. So if you want to join the inner circle, simply if you're watching me on YouTube, you would look at the number right on my screen, just send a chat and we will send you the details to make payment. If you have account number, you can make payment straight and just send us, the details. If you're watching me on Facebook, all you need to do is to put inner circle in the comment section. My team will respond to all the texts, right? We actually have a very busy schedule as I speak right now, right? I don't think any of my team members are here, all right? So I think I just saw them a few times. But we need to, if you want to do that, so you just put that and then we would respond one after the other to the details that you would need to, have to be able to make payment, all right? Yes, again, I say that this is a paid class. It's not a free class, right? If you're not ready for the journey, do not bother because with your money as well, they will throw you out. All right, all right. The parents in the inner circle don't like to hear this part. But hey, the whole idea is that I believe that you can. One of the reasons why I do this is that I believe that you can. I believe that you can thrive. I believe that you can push this. I believe that you can do more. I believe that we can raise the next generation of African children to become better. I believe that our problems can be solved via parenting. And I believe that God is also counting on you. Like I often say, you are a co-creator with God. God is counting on you to make out whatever it is that you need to make out of that child, and you need to do the work. While God protects your child, God expects you to parent your child. Parenting is your job. It's about you. It's you, 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 you. Did you have value? Value while you went through this class? If you did, let me see your comment in the comment section. If you got value, and please let me see your comment in the comment section. If you're still asking about the Inner Circle, it's a 1-year program. It happens annually. We start on the 1st of December for 2022. If you are interested, send us a chat and we will fire on with you. All right. It's a whole year program, You don't want to miss it. All right. If you have, I didn't see any questions. So thank you. Share your favorite emoji if you got value. Yeah. Thank you, everybody, for joining me. I really had fun myself sharing with you. All right. Thank you so much. And I'm also playing this song again to tell you that you gotta get up and make a move. Because yes, the world is not gonna see you till you do. So they don't really care what you're going through. Hi, Uncle Ben. So you gotta show, baby. Thank you, Chinuru. It's good to have you here. You gotta give them what you've got. No, don't let them see what you're not, cause you are strong. You are wise. You are worth beyond 1,000 reasons why. And you can't be perfect, baby. At all, but no one is perfect, darling. But no, there's nobody in the world. Yes, like you. You can do this. Trust me. What do you do when you can't let go? What do you say when you just don't know how you feel? Thank you so much. Thank you, Eunice. I see you. Thank you, Vivian. Everybody's got their own damn problem. So everybody's trying to find their way. And day by day is the struggle in this world. Well done, Oge. It was so good to see you in Lagos. by yourself. You don't need to do it alone. It's okay to ask for help. Yes. Yes. People will find you, but they don't define you. You can do this. See you again. Until if you're in Port Harcourt, you can meet with me. I'm coming back to Port Harcourt. Shout out to Port Harcourt people. All right. So I'm going to announce where I will be over the weekend. And if you're in Abuja, shout out to you. We see you on the 5th of December, where we're also going to bring together people to have you. Thank you so much for joining me today. It's been an amazing, awesome time. If you have more questions, you can reach out to us. Thank you, and do have an amazing, pleasant week ahead of you.